We debug a program using Visual Studio Code. So we have a program here. So there is a program which we want to write where we have list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we want to create a new list with first, second, first, third, fifth, etc. elements of list 1. That's what we want to do. So for that, what we have to do is, so there is a syntax error, the IDE shows that. So we take every element in the list 1 and check if the modulo of the number so we have to check whether we are reading the first number or not. If counter not equal to 0, that means this number is odd if this condition is satisfied. So we put it into a new list dot append number. So now we have not, so there is a problem here, the new list is not defined. So let's define the new list. Okay, so in the previous method, so let's see if this is coming correctly. So this is not correct. So like we mentioned earlier, we have to add counter to get this correctly, and it has to be within that for loop. Let's run this program again to see whether it's getting correctly. It's not. Okay. So we don't know now what is going wrong here, right? So there is some problem with our program. This is not working correctly. We expect our new list to be, the answer we are expecting is the new list to be 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. So but our new list is same as the previous list. So there is something going wrong. So let's see what is going wrong. Why are we not getting it correctly? So one of the method we used earlier was to introduce a lot of print statements. Now we can debug this program. So to debug a program, we need to introduce some breakpoints. So we know that there is no issue till here. So the new list, so we didn't do much here. So it was just the initialization. So what we need to do is, let's introduce a breakpoint. Okay. New breakpoint. We will introduce a breakpoint for this particular line. That means this program will run till here and it will stop. So when you run this, you can say run and debug. So one thing you can notice, now there is a new window here. In addition to the terminal where we see the output, there is a new window here, and this window shows the values of different parameters, all the local variables which are initialized here. So it shows the new list as empty. Now we would you can see here there is step over step into functions. To go to the next line, we can slowly go to the next line and then see how the values are changing. Now we move to the next line. So the mem value got initialized as 1, which is correct, and the counter value is 1, and it is an odd number. So we should go into the next line and we should append it. Let's see if this is evaluated correctly. Yeah. So the new list should have the value mem added. So you can see that this the value is added correctly here. The new list has 1 added. Now what is happening next? The counter becomes 2. Counter modulo 2. See here, this is not evaluated correctly. So even for even number, this is evaluated. So let's see what is the expression we need to look for. So we need to see what is the value of this, so we can evaluate. So when the counter is 2, okay, so now I didn't give the value here correctly. It is counter modulo 2 not equal to 0 is what we should be checking. So this is a check to check whether the number is odd or, sorry. So this expression what I gave was wrong. So counter modulo of 2 gives 0 for even numbers. Okay, so now let's run this program again. We made a change and then let's rerun this program. Restart debugging, and since we have given a breakpoint here, the program stopped. Let's step over. Now for the first value, we want the list to be appended with a member. Now the counter is 2, so we don't want this line to be executed, so it should be skipped because this condition evaluation should be false, so it's skipped. So here the new expression what we should give is see this expression which we are checking here is false for 2, so this line will not be executed. Let's run this again. So now the counter value is 3. So for 3, this line should be executed. Yes, that line got executed and our new list already became the 3 got added. And now the next counter is 4. And what do we expect for 4? We don't want this line to be executed for 4. So let's see when we step over. See, it's moving to the counter. So this is not getting executed. So you can now you know that this program is running correctly. So what we can do is we can remove the breakpoints. When you toggle the breakpoint, there is no breakpoint, so everything will run correctly. So our program is executing correctly here. So this is one way for us to check if our program is running correctly we don't have any print statement in between, but we just slowly be dependent only on the breakpoints, and we watched the variables, every variable here. So let me introduce this breakpoint one more time. So what we gave is we gave a inline breakpoint here. So when we run start debugging, and you can see that, so we don't have any global variables now. All the local variables here are shown here, the values of it are shown. So when you write the program for the first time, and not necessarily for the first time, any time for that matter, if something is going wrong, what you may want to do is to check every value. You want to check if the each every line is executing as per our expectation. So here we saw that there is something which is not happening as per our expectation. So that is the reason it was not working, and the new list was not getting appended with the right values. Right. So this is a very powerful tool for you to write program anytime, and you have to be familiar and well versed with these kind of programs and debugging. Thank you.